Okay, so for my narrative repetition story, it's about a story I heard from our director of baseball operations who works in the front offices at our baseball field, and he's pretty close with the coaches. He doesn't do a lot of on-field stuff, but he's in all the meetings and making sure everything's going smoothly. This story took place my freshman year. We're in Palo Alto at Stanford, California, and we have a series against Stanford, and Augie, our head coach, who's at this time he's 73 years old, and first got the iPhone. It's the first time he's got the iPhone. He's over there texting on it and so we're all kind of watching coach with his new phone, and I'm in the bullpen, and that happens to be where the director of baseball operations sits during our games. And this guy's name is Drew. He's real close with all the players too, and Drew's like, "Hey Nate, you see, oh, you got the new iPhone?" And we're like, "Yeah." It looks like he's struggling with it over there. He goes, "Yeah, it's pretty funny." He was telling, and this is Drew speaking. He goes, "I was with him earlier, and he said Augie goes, well, Jean's Augie's girlfriend. Jean's been telling me about this app store where you can get all this cool stuff on your phone, and your iPhone can have all kinds of crazy games and all this stuff." And Augie asked Drew. He said, "Drew, would you mind driving me to the app store sometime if there's one around here?" And Drew said he lost it. I mean, he couldn't laugh too hard in front of coach, but he said when he got on his own, he was just laughing really hard. And I believe Drew told me the story for that reason right there, that how funny it was. Us younger people, we take it for granted that technology is so easy for us, but yet for somebody like Coach Garrido who didn't grow up with that stuff, it's foreign to him. Anyways, I've retold this story probably 50 times to teammates, parents, everybody. I mean, I find it very funny, just because it is funny. And Augie, he's such a smart guy. Yet an iPhone, he thinks the app store is a real store that you drive to instead of finding it right there on his iPhone. And whenever I retell it, I leave some of the stuff out about Gene and all this stuff. But what I really amplify, and this is so wrong, but every player does it, whenever we're telling stories about Augie, we seem to amplify his voice a little bit. And it might not sound just like him, but I guess it's the way the team perceives it at times. And so whenever I retell the story, I'm like, "Yeah, so Gene's been telling me about this app store, and I was wondering if you could drive me to it sometime." And I think that gets a little bit more of a laugh out of just the way his voice sounds, especially when you're telling it to players that have played for Augie or are playing for Augie, because we all can relate, to getting chewed out by him or to having funny conversations with him. But every time you talk to him, or anytime you talk to a player, you change his voice a little bit. And especially when I tell this story, I really amplify the voice and just how funny it probably was to be there at that time.